Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, One Punch Man episode 5 of the second season, of course. Again, last time it was kind of disappointing. But again, it's probably my high expectations from this episode. Well, not from this episode, from last episode. This one, though, I am 100% sure that we're going to see the fight between Garu and Metal Bat. And yes, Metal Bat in the manga, it's pretty freaking awesome. He is a great character and he's such a badass. Again, obviously, he's an S-class hero, so yeah, he's pretty strong. So there is no doubt about it. Yes, obviously we have seen. Well, no, I'm going to reserve this commentary for the after episode because this is something I wanted to say from a long time ago since I started to rewatch One Punch Man, and of course since I started to react to the series, to this new series. But anyway, yes, I was kind of disappointed in the last episode. Hopefully, this is going to be a lot better because, yes, so far it hasn't been as spectacular as I wanted to be. One Punch Man Season 2 hasn't been that same level of Season 1, but I think you are tired of hearing me saying the same argument and the same crap over and over and over again. So, yeah, let's just cut all of these and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 5th episode of the second season of One Punch Man. And yes, I am still disappointed in certain regards of the episode. Again, the CGI graphic, this is something I commented in a commentary of one of you, that really, it's pretty good. The CGI in here, it's pretty good. I love the look of Sentuchoro, it's really neat. Yes, as the person said in the commentary, it is noticeable that it's CGI. Yeah, it's obvious. But it's pretty good, and I love the way they animated Metal Knight. I really like those first parts of the episode. The way that Sentuchoro looks and the way that Metal Knight looks. And obviously his voice hasn't changed that much, so yeah, it's pretty good. It's still a good voice for this character. Again, there is not much to say about Metal Knight, not even in the manga or in the webcomic. We have seen him, well, I have seen him in the webcomic, but still, there is not much to say about him. Not much to say about the character per se. But yes, we're starting in this episode, the arc, the full arc that is about the second season just completely starts. Yes, it's partially Garu because we have seen Garu before. We have seen him in previous episodes, and he's a very important character, but the arc per se is the monster association. Something that we saw in this episode is part of a very important part of the plot that is going to happen in this second season, or what I assume is the second season. Why I'm saying this? Because it's pretty obvious thanks to the opening, because we have seen several monsters there that are obviously part of this association. But of course, going in order, we have to recapitulate the fight between Metal Bat and of course Garu. Again, I sound pedantic because yes, I know when somebody says, oh, the manga was better. Oh no, you haven't read the manga. Oh, kind of, you're a peasant. Yeah, I know it's annoying. But in this case, I have to say it. The manga did it so much better because they took their time with the fight. They really give you that opportunity to just kind of see the fight little by little. It was pretty spectacular. It was pretty great. But yeah, in the anime, it's kind of not the same level of animation. The animation in the fight is decent. It's good. Even in certain parts it's pretty good, and obviously they make look good to Metal Bat because yes, he is such a badass, and this is how you start to understand why he got the S rank. because he's really, really, really good. He's seriously strong, and he's such a badass, and I love his character. I genuinely love Metal Bat. It's among my favorite in the S class, alongside with King, not for the same reason obviously, but King is another one of my favorites. And yeah, no, obviously because he's one of the characters that we have been following all the way around. But Metal Bat, especially in this fight, is when he proves why he is in S class. Yes, we saw a little bit of set tenacity in the season 1, in the last few episodes of season 1, when they end up defeating the regenerated monster, and he discovered the marble and obviously the weakness of said monster. But in here, the fight against Garu, it's the best example, because you kind of see how amazing he is. He was able to withstand the attacks of Garu. He was able to really make some damage to Garu. Something that not even Tank Top Master did when trembling of his hands. And without the intervention of the little sister, we have seen a very damaging Garu thanks to the freaking hit he was about to receive with the Metal Bat. And yes, before somebody else says, "Oh, this is ruin something," blah blah blah, I highly doubt it, because if this continues, probably yes, Metal Bat will have died, because his tenacity, his way of fighting is this moment in which he receives a lot of damage, and thanks to that damage he goes pump it and pump it and pump it, and yes, of course he fights better, but that doesn't change the fact that he received damage. So yes, without the intervention of the little sister, I don't know if we have survived, or we didn't have a chance for survival to Metal Bat. So yeah, the little sister is actually a badass too. The way she put herself between the hero hunter Garu and Metal Bat, her brother, that speaks volumes of how a badass she is, because she doesn't know the information that we have. Again, sounding a kind of pretentious, let's say. The manga readers have. Yeah, I know. I sound like a pretentious bitch. Sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, yeah, the little sister is amazing, and when I read the manga, I always thought she was such a badass, and she is unbelievably amazing, and she wants to protect her brother, obviously. And this is when we notice a pattern here, that Garu actually doesn't hate children, doesn't hunt down children. He doesn't care about the adults. He can beat them, perhaps not as badly as Hero, because perhaps he has a kind of sense of honor that, yes, I'm gonna beat civilians because they are weak. Come on, it's pathetic. But he doesn't want to attack children. Here is another example. The first one is the little kid that has the guidebook for the heroes, and he really was never threatening towards that kid. Even if it was called old man and all that, but he was never threatening. And again, with the little girl, once she appeared, says, "Okay, sure. I don't know why should I follow your rules, but okay, fine. I will leave." And he goes away. Obviously, Metal Bat wants to go fight again and wants to fight the giant monster, but obviously the sister doesn't want to. And this is when we saw just how damaged Metal Bat is, because just with a punch or a punch in the back of the head from the little sister, it was enough to knock him down. So yes, he was pretty damaged, and that is what is amazing about Metal Bat, how resilient he is, how resistant to pain he really is. Anyway, we continue to see the fight between Metal Knight and Sentuchoro. Not so much the fight, but the observance of this hero, not hero association, monster association. With the bird and with the slime monster. I really don't remember his name. And yes, you saw how a human hand was pulled out of the body of that bird. There is a reason for that. But obviously that is a spoiler, which I'm not allowed to say. It is an interesting monster. That's the only thing I will say for now. Anyway, we saw how the other heroes that held metal bat were beaten pretty easily by the rhinoceros, the anthropomorphic rhinoceros, and they just leave the place because they have their target, the kidnapping of the little kid. And then we saw how the rest of the monsters kind of attacking the rest. We saw a gorilla who's dressed like a guerrilla guy. Yeah, that always caught my attention even in the manga. And here, I love how they draw in the animation. I really like that design. And of course, we saw the Lady of the Thunder and the fish with legs and arms, which obviously fight the best enemy for them and the worst enemies for the hero. Because all of that is based on electricity, and obviously the electricity doesn't do jack shit to these two guys. And then we start to see the tournament. The tournament, we have this long presentation. I don't know if it feels longer because obviously they have to speak all the way to say their name, to say their techniques, to say all of that, and the presentation of all these participants in the tournament. But obviously, I think it went way too long, and yes, we have some funny scenes here and there, especially with the ex-student of bank, and obviously everybody was kind of booing Charanko, except for obviously Genos, which is applauded. I love that little scene. That's how his master is there, and of course he is going to support his master. We have several guys that we focus on. Again, I'm not going to say anything because there is a ton of spoilers for this one, a ton of them, just in these few minutes. And again, this is what I love about the characters in One Punch Man. The ex-student from Silver Fang obviously was behaving like a dick to Charanko. But now we see that, yeah, okay, he's not such a bad person. He's helping him. He's saying, okay, you need to do this. He even helped me to tie the freaking... I don't remember the name of those things. Kind of the belt. Obviously, it's not called a belt. Sorry if there is some martial art practitioners here in watching my videos. I don't remember the name of the kind of belt they use. And of course, helping fix him, help Saitama to be fixed like that. And yes, we saw the cocky attitude of the rest of the participants. They say, oh yes, you're too weak, or oh yes, I'm going to destroy you, oh no, yes, all that. We have kind of a chat, and again, I love the attitude that Saitama has. Okay, yeah, he can say whatever he wants. He's weak, so that's why he just wants to intimidate me. And yes, coming from Saitama, that is, well, everybody is weak compared to him. We return to Silver Fang and how they are still hunting the Garu, obviously. And this is when, I think this is the first time we really see a frustrated Silver Fang. We saw just how annoyed he is with everything, that he just wants to deal with his student. He doesn't want to kill him. He wants to punish him. He wants to make him see the errors in his way. And yes, he's frustrated because he cannot find him. He beats the crap out of a monster with ease. And we continue with the rest of the monster. We saw a little bit of the tournament, but we return with one of my favorite design of monsters. And yes, I know I sound like a pervert when I say this, but the lady that has a whip, and let's be honest, the masochist or the sadomasochist outfit lady, yeah, I love her design. Besides the obvious reason, I mean, come on, can you blame me? Besides that obvious reason, I genuinely like the design of the mask. I really like that design. I don't know why, and I love the way they draw the eyes in here, with the black, mostly black, with the iris of a certain color. I genuinely like that design of the eyes. The eyes and the way they draw the mask in the animation, I really like. It resembles a lot the manga. And yes, obviously I like her design for the rest of the outfit. I mean, again, Can you blame me? We saw how several heroes are being defeated, and we learn a little bit of the powers of this last monster. That if you get whipped by this monster, you are a sex slave for her. Well, a slave, I assume, perhaps later on. Anyway, yeah, this guy is rescued by the Fubuki group, the Blizzard group, and of course we saw once again Fubuki in action. And I love this kind of pre-fight because, yeah, she must be pretty good against this enemy because she doesn't need to be physical. She can control the mind and all that, and I really like that fight. We're going to see that fight for a while. Again, hopefully it's going to be well animated. But then we return to the tournament. And yes, obviously, it's not very eventful so far. Nothing important has happened in the tournament. And we saw the first fight in the extra scene of Saitama as Charanko, obviously. And yes, it was pretty freaking obvious that Saitama was going to be the grabber of anyone that was in front of him. So yes, not a big deal for Saitama and the other poor guy. I love the jokes that they make for this poor guy that say, oh, he invited his fiancée or the one person that wanted to propose to, and of course she didn't come or they didn't come because yes, we don't know if it's a man or a woman. Yeah, you're right, they didn't come, and this kind of Saitama said, oh no, but when he figured out that he comes, oh yeah, that's okay, that didn't see the humiliation. Without thinking that actually that is pretty bad too, because yeah, the person wasn't interested in him. So yeah, poor fella. poor fella. I don't know if the last scene we saw is what happened before the beach slap from Saitama, or is just immediately after and he wants revenge or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the guy that we saw in the end, it's pretty important and pretty strong too. And yeah, that's the episode to a T. Again, I am kind of disappointed in this episode. I wanted a better fight between Metal Bat and Garu. Because again, that was one of my favorite fights. I don't know, I feel like the fights that we have seen in this second season have been disappointing. There are, again, I know I sound like a scratch record, I know this, but this is something I have to say. If we compare it to any episode of the first season, so far, the 5 episodes of the second season are below them. Any episode. Choose one, pick one, and I bet that that episode has better fights than any of these ones. Again, we saw glimpses of great animation, but I don't think JC's staff is good with fighting scenes. He is not that good with fighting scenes. It doesn't have the fluidity of what the first season gave us. The first season gave us spectacular fights, they gave us fluent fights, they gave us dynamic fights. I think they are too stiff in this case, that they just put a frame of the entire body and they just animate an arm or a leg or whatever part is hitting, and it feels slow. It doesn't feel as dynamic as the past fights. I think that's why I am feeling disappointed in this. Yes, we have seen moments of great fighting. Again, Steintok Master, I really like that one. A few moments when Garu counterattacks. I love glimpses of the fight between Fubuki and Saitama. I really like those because it's not very physical, it's more psychological fight. And I like glimpses of the fight between Genos and Sonic. The rest of the fights that we have seen so far are, in my opinion, not that well animated. Not even in this last fight. I was really expecting to be a lot more, that they put a little bit more effort into this one. Again, I am disappointed in this second season. And again, I have to mention this. It is not a bad anime. It is not. It is pretty good. If it wasn't One Punch Man, I will say, oh man, this is pretty freaking good. We have fightings almost every episode and they are pretty good. But again, after watching season 1 of One Punch Man, this is self-par compared to One Punch Man. It's like saying Saitama is season 1. That is the level of season 1. And season 2 is Genos. Genos is a great character, has a lot of power. But again, if we compare it to Saitama, that's the problem. Anyway, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. Yeah, again, no, I'm gonna say anything more because yes, I'm just being pessimistic here. I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, thank you for your attention, and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. And as always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.